first thing is to go into the Results Plus website. So once you've logged in, you'll get onto this page here. First thing is that when you start, your center number will appear as well automatically. One thing that is important is that you'll need to just check your pop-up blocker and flash is enabled, because sometimes when you click on some of these links, they won't work or appear to work, because obviously it thinks it's a pop-up and it may think it's a suspicious website, which it isn't. So you do need to check that. That happened when I set up earlier for this demonstration. So the first thing we need to do is we're looking at the mock analysis service. So it opens up, there we are, and there's a number of different things here, but before we even choose our paper, we've got to set up the group. So we've got to create some new student accounts, and the reason we do this is because if you're a post-16 school and they're doing a mock exam, they may be on the system if they chose a previous live paper, because when your exam officer does the exam entries and the papers are marked by ePen, they will automatically be populated. So you may not have to do this if all your students taking the mock took a previous paper, so they're doing a mock for a resit perhaps. Most of us, I'm assuming, won't have students in the system, and so we need to create those accounts. So we click on the create new accounts. There's a step-by-step guide there as a PDF, but we need to download a spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet is formatted in a certain way, here it is, where we need to then enter that data. You may already have that system within your school where you've got your department drive and you've got the students already listed. You don't have to put the groups in at this stage, it's literally just the students. The assigning of groups will come later via another tab that I'm going to show you. So at the moment you just have to put in your, and again you must do it in this order. You've got your first name, last name, date of birth. It'll be an 8-figure format, so it'll be 2 digits for the date, 2 digits for the month, and 4 digits for the year, and then the gender M or F. So you put those in. Again, it can be in any order. It doesn't have to be alphabetical. Often you'll cut and paste it from your groups you've already got, but the system will re-put them in order, and then you'll have to choose your groups. So there's no advantage in actually breaking it up into the groups at this stage, unless it's just an easier way. You may have an exam officer or a data manager that's very nice that may do that for you, or you could do it as part of a department meeting where teachers have got their own spreadsheet and they can paste in their individual groups into a master document. What's important is that this document needs to be saved very carefully somewhere on your department drive, and remember, leave it as a CSV file, don't save it as Excel, because the Results Plus system won't understand it. It's the way it's set up. So there it is. It's a template. You can rename it with the year if you want as well. That's fine if you do that. It doesn't have to be, but it must be CSV. So we've then choose our file, because we now have to put it back into the system. This is a bit like you pasting an attachment or something, and then you just double click it open and it'll paste it into the system. And that will then populate all your students. So now we need to go back. Here we go. Now, we need to now leave the mock analysis service, because we need to create those groups. So we've got the new student accounts. So now we need to go back to the kind of home page. There it is. And we need to now create or edit a group. And there's existing groups that are already here, that may be already there from other departments who've been using the mock analysis service. So we need to create a new group with all those students that we populated into the system. This is the thing you must do, is mock. Now at the moment I didn't actually enter that spreadsheet, so there won't be any students in. Obviously for data protection we can't show you students' names, but the students that you put in that spreadsheet will now be populated within this box here. They'll probably be resorted in alphabetical order, but they're there, but they won't be in the order of your groups. So what you need to do now is this group, so you need to choose the group. So I'm just going to put here set 1, and then you toggle up and down, highlight the student that you want to move into that group, and click the add to a group. Obviously this is telling me there aren't any. I can have a maximum size of 200, but most groups would be 32, say. Once you're happy with your group and the name of the group, you then save it. And that will then be put into the groups that you can choose for when you're assigning an exam paper or putting the marks in. It will save it as all those groups you saw earlier were created that particular way. Thanks for your attention. I hope you found it useful. See the Pearson Results Plus web pages for further advice and user guides.